So let's go over the track plan that we're going to be working today. This is my East Rail 2 layout, which is a composite of the actual CSX East Rail, and then I took some liberties and grabbed some industries from the Florida East Coast. We're going to be doing some simple moves. We're going to be picking up an empty from Omni Logistics, and we're going to be spotting 2 reefers there, and we're also going to be spotting a tank car. And it's going to be a relaxing session, but even with these very basic, simple moves, frankly, I rushed through it a little bit. You're looking at 30 or 40 minutes. In looking at this design, you'll see that there's plenty of breathing room, which makes the job a lot easier. There's a gentle flow to it. By not having a runaround track and assuming runaround moves are done off layout, it really frees up a lot of room. So that's what we're going to be working on in today's session. Let's do a quick overview of the industries that we're going to be working today. East Rail is proto-freelance. I wanted to keep it plausible, but I did borrow some industries from the Florida East Coast. The first one being Omni Logistics. And logistics warehouses are really ideal candidates for model railroads because they're not one industry. A company will buy a warehouse and then they will sublet the space out to individual companies. So in essence, what we're looking here, depending on who's leasing, could be 4 separate customers in a very small amount of space. So for today's session, I'm going to assume that bays 4, 3, and 2 are leased to a beverage distributor. I'm stealing from Terminal H in Baltimore, where they take a lot of incoming loads of wine. And then I'm going to assume that this is a separate tenant handling building supplies. And this car is empty, so we're going to be pulling it. The second customer, which I also borrowed from FEC, the CIS Industrial Park, is Vision Candles, and we're going to be spotting a tank car there. I'm not sure exactly what the chemical in the tanks are, whether it's paraffin or something else, but these are the 2 that we're going to be working today. In the foreground here is the team track. We're not going to be dealing with that today. And here we have the incoming train. We have 2 70-plus foot cryo reefers loaded with wine, which are going to Omni Logistics. And then we have this tank car for Vision Candles. In talking to conductors, I've asked them, are these cars blocked appropriately in the yard, or do they do the sorting in the industrial park? And the conductor I talked to on this given day said it depends. In my experience, they're generally blocked in the right spotting order when they come from the yard, but that's not always the case. So just to add some interest, these are not in order, so he is going to have to move this tank car to there. So that's going to be the first order of business. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for these massive cryo reefers. I mean, there's just something unique about them which draws you in. I had picked up this model from on eBay. It's an old Walters kit. I'm guessing it must be decades old. And the technology in casting was not much back then. This thing was really a crude soap carving. So I did some upgrades, at least some quick and dirty ones with the foot stirrups and some tags and some weathering. These cars are unique in that the refrigeration system doesn't have any moving parts. It's all the refrigeration is handled with a bunker that contains CO2 up here, which frees up more space in the car. And another interesting factoid, I had my friend Paul Knutson over the other day. We were talking about the cars. He goes, "Oh, you know that they name each one of them, don't you?" And I said, "I didn't know that." So he's right. All the time I spent in this car, I didn't realize that they had individual names, which is kind of interesting. So these are the cars that we're going to be dealing with in our work today. Different conductors have different strategies when they're working an industrial park like this, and there's more than one way to skin a cat. What I'm going to do here today is, at least for me personally, I like to get the empties out of the way. So I'm going to pull this empty and just shove him on an empty track to get him out of the way. Then the incoming train needs to be blocked so that Vision Candles is on the other end. So I'm going to reblock that and spot the cars at Omni and Vision, and then I will just take the empty back to the yard. I know I have a lot of professional railroaders watching these videos, and I'm probably going to get called to task on that strategy, but if there's a better way to do it, let me know. I'm all ears. So we're going to start by getting him into the East Rail Industrial Park, with the first order of day being to grab that empty at Omni Logistics. So let's get him on the road here. In this view, we're looking at 32nd Avenue in East Rail, and the traffic on this is exceptionally light. I mean, it's a situation where you may see a car every 20 or 30 minutes, and I've actually seen them do this crossing, and what they did is I don't even know if there was a horn. It was 15 years ago, so I don't remember, but they just had the conductor was on the stirrups of the back car, and they just cruised on across. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to assume the switch is already lined. So for the first order of the day, let's grab that empty and get him out of here. So we've got him here. We're going to do three-step, and then he's going to release the handbrake, and we're going to pull him out. So this is handbrake release. And what I'm going to do with this empty is just store him temporarily on this empty track here. So you need to unlock the switch, check it for debris, and we're just going to back him up and park him there. So that's good for now. We're going to set the handbrake first, then uncouple. Now we need to do some sorting. The next step in the process is we need to take this loaded tank for vision candles and get him on the other end. Then we'll shove all three down that particular spur. Generally, I don't think this is the order they would do things. It would probably already be taken care of in the yard, but I've been told that occasionally what we're doing here does happen. So just to add some interest and a little bit of twist, what we're going to do is do the sorting move in the yard here. So let's get the switch realigned, and we're going to park the reefers out of the way. So the conductor does that. Conductor is probably on the ground keeping an eye on 32nd Avenue. It's so lightly traveled, I don't think they really care that they block traffic, so let's just get them past the street. So that's done. Let's uncouple here. And what I'm going to do is put the reefer or not the reefer, but the tank car for vision candles here, and then that'll get him on the other end. So we've cleared the switch, unlock it, conductor flips it. And there we go. Now we're going to go back and get the reefers and couple onto the other side. Throw the switch here. Let's go get the reefers. So now we're going to go get that tank and then we'll be in business. Good deal. So now everything is blocked in the right order, and we can shove them into their spotting locations, which is what we're going to do now. So I'm going to get this tank up here by Vision Candles. And there we go. I'm going to set the handbrakes and then pull away from this car. Now we're going to spot the two reefers loaded with wine. We're going to put the Arctic car at bay 2. These cars are so long you need to space them out. You cannot put them at adjacent bays. So let's pull up and get the Arctic car spotted. At 2. We've got him, 3-step. We're going to set the handbrakes on him, and then we're going to put the cryo trans at bay 4. So he's set the handbrake on him. So there we go. Everything is spotted. That should be enough wine to hold the Miami residents over for a day or two. We're going to go pick up the empty and head back to the yard. And we've got them. Another day of work done on East Rail. Thanks for joining me, folks.